while we're talking about platform stuff, let's talk quickly about what's happened with Sony.
Oh, I'll get okay.
Leadership.
Breaking news for us on a Tuesday night.
This just happened. I'll read. It's from Variety actually, and the headline is Hiroki Totoki named corporate CEO of Sony Corp. So that's all of Sony, and Hideaki Nishino elevated to solo CEO role at Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is the PlayStation part of Sony, basically. So this is interesting because, like, prior to this, Herman Hulst and Nishino were actually announced as co-leaders of PlayStation, and that was not positioned as a temporary placeholder thing.
Okay, I thought it
when
was.
they announced that, unless I missed it, I didn't see an announcement that it was temporary. I just saw it was announced. And usually, if it is an interim posting, they make very clear that, like, it is an interim posting while we, that's what the market typically expects. So they didn't do that. And now they've announced that the person that Holst was serving alongside has now been elevated to the boss man of Sony, and Herman Holst will report to him. So hard to know exactly what this means, because in the world of, like, corporate stuff, things can mean different things, but it does seem as though, Herman Holst is one rung lower in the pegging order right now as a result of this shakeup. And if that's the case, like, you have to assume that part of that's to do with all this live service stuff that just completely blew up and cost Sony hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you know what I mean? Because all of that was being driven out of the Western part of the business. It wasn't being driven by Japan.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Again, it's all speculation. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the original. Here we go. Hang on. June 3rd, 2024. So this is a joint blog post from Herman and Nishino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't even that long ago. Wow.
That's right. It was really recent.
We take the helm. We will continue to collaborate closely. We believe it's never been more important for the leadership at SIE to step back, review our business holistically, and move forward with a new structure designed to bring out the best in the organization and deliver increasingly incredible experiences.
Yep.
I mean, I'm trying to read this as quickly as I can. Nothing in here says... here we go. Here. While having two CEOs is a new structure for SIE, we know this will foster greater creativity and innovation as we look for new ways to grow the business, always keeping our community at the forefront. Two distinct business groups will enable us to have more rigor and clarity across our lines of business as SIE continues to grow and evolve, as we step into our new roles, blah, blah, blah. As we move forward, we plan to communicate with you.
Doesn't sound temporary.
This does not sound temporary, and the fact that this is done
It's
within
not.
6-7 months.
Is it accountability?
Yeah, I mean,
is it corporate, accountability saying, hey, that was a bungle. Let's reorg.
I think... I mean, we don't know, obviously. We don't know. We're just speculating, right? But it does make sense that, Herman Hulst would have been instrumental in the live service push. And clearly, Sony has lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this. In between... Obviously, there was Concord. But there was also a whole bunch of other projects that they would have poured millions of dollars into. There were studios that were just working on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, all of those projects have been canned. And so,
Someone had to answer for it.
Someone had to answer for it. And
Jim Ryan's not around, so...
That's right, exactly right. And I wonder if he's not around because of this as well. I wonder if this is part of it, you know what I mean? Because he went really large on this.
Yeah, because when did he when did he leave Guerrilla to go to PlayStation Studios?
That was a handful of years
That was a
ago.
while. That was a while ago, yeah. It was a while ago. So, I don't know, man. I just think, like, you've got to... There's also the report recently from, like, Jeff Grubb, because they've cancelled... I'm so devastated, guys. We could have had a live service God of War game made by Bluepoint, and now we won't have it. I'm so sad, I'm so sad.
That's sarcasm for
Fucking
people.
hell.
When you have a large audience base,
For-
sometimes there's a lot of people that just
Yeah, you really have to
don't
make sure
detect
that you're
stop
making-
sarcasm.
Really, I cannot imagine anything more stupid than the idea of, like, a live service God of War game made by Bluepoint. Of all studios. Like, just Bluepoint's is the studio that, like, remade, like, Demon Souls, and before that, remastered Shadow of the Colossus, and what was the other one they did?
They did a Metal Gear
forget
Solid
now.
collection, did they? No.
No,
No.
Demon Souls.
They did
Demon Souls was the one they remade.
Yeah.
They remastered that one. What was the other one? I can't remember now. It doesn't matter.
damn. Yeah.
Point is, that is not the studio that you get to make a live service God of War game.
No.
That
It
is
was
insane.
the God of War collections.
Okay.
Oh, no, they did. Hang on. The studio also handled the remastered HD versions of Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance and Metal Gear Solid 3
right.
Substance.
Okay.
I thought you meant
you're right.
like a...
Oh, no.
Because there was a rumor that they were doing
always
a Metal
the
Gear
rumor they were going to do.
There was
That's
always
right.
but even to that point, there was like, when there was rumors that they were making their own thing, people were excited about that. Because Bluepoint has at this point like cut their teeth and proven they do cool shit. So people were excited if they were to make their own thing, but just not this. Also,
it's crazy.
It would have to have been like a live service God of War game. Let's workshop this for a second.
Okay, all right.
It would be way better based on like the older ones, right? Because there's more cool shit to
You're
do.
just killing shit and like, as
it's like a
opposed to,
Diablo. Like you're just like hacking through mobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct. So I don't know that that was cancelled. There was also a live service project at Bend's studio. Bend is the studio that did Days Gone, and before that they were like back in the day they worked on Siphon Filter and stuff. So
which is the one who did the handheld, the Vita Uncharted
Yes, they did.
game.
Yeah.
Golden Abyss. Yeah. So obviously huge amounts of cancellations of live service projects. Sony and Jeff Grubb is reporting that the cancellation of these is a direct result of the failure of Concord. Which is that like now internal to Sony, you've just got so much scrutiny on your live service project, and it's going to be really tough to get it out the door unless there's a really good business case for it. Remember that Fair Games game with the $? Is that what it's called? Fair Games?
Jade Raymond one?
Yeah.
Yep, Fair Games with the $, baby.
That's
how much of this has been put on Concord and not on the however many years Naughty Dog also spent developing and then canceling Factions? Because that's also a decent chunk of change.
That was also the only one I wanted. I would play the shit out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be both, surely. Yeah. It's got to be both. But I think Concord is just so massive a failure, so public a spectacle, that it really just would shake your company to its foundations. And it makes sense that the people responsible for it would have to face some repercussions, So...
Don't worry, we're getting... What's the Horizon...
The Horizon.
One of them
Horizon
got
MMO?
cancelled, like the MMO.
No, that was bad.
Was it bad reporting?
Yeah,
it was bad reporting. So there is apparently an MMO still in the works, a Horizon MMO, and also, that's separate from the one that's being the live service Horizon game being developed at Guerrilla.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh there's two of them.
There's two of them. There's an MMO, and then there's also like what we think it's rumored to be like a Monster Hunter style.
That's insane. Yeah, the one we've seen leaked footage of. Yeah.
Great idea for that.
That's
Love
fine.
that.
Yeah,
right?
That's fine.
And look, to be perfectly honest, I can kind of see a Horizon survival MMO thing. I can kind of see that being interesting, because again, you're like having to collect parts off the dinosaurs to build yourself a little house and shit. Like, I don't know. That actually sounds kind of fun to me. I can see it.
Yeah, you know what? The world should have been built out to a big franchise. The Order 1886. I'm seething over here. I'm pissed, man.
Jesus
Come
Christ.
on. We could have had a...
You order people.
We could have had
an
Order 1886 co-op, like Monster Hunter style game where you do it with werewolves and cool, weird weapons. And then we could have had a Order 1886 MMO where you fight like you're in the Order, and it would be so cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The whole thing also reeks of the Horizon stuff. Who likes that franchise that much?
Ralph.
Other than Herman.
Listen, this is what I always say. I like it, but I don't think you need to make 2 live service games based on it.
But I mean, how did the Lego game do?
I don't know. I've never heard a single peep about it.
Me
I
either.
played that game. I didn't think it was very good. I didn't like that game at all. I think also, didn't Shuhei do an interview? It was kind of funny where he was talking about Horizon Forbidden West not doing very well. Didn't I see that?
Did he say that?
I feel like...
I don't know. I think he said that, but I swear I'm not imagining this. I swear there was some chatter about Horizon Forbidden West.
He said he was surprised by the success. I was hoping that the sequel would do even better.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah.
So to me, that actually makes a lot of sense because there's just something missing at the core of this franchise that gets people really on board with it, and it sells a lot of copies. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something missing there, man. There's that thing. It's who wants to get a Horizon tattoo? Not many people.
Handguns. It needs handguns.
That'd be cool. God, here we go.
Here he is.
Here
Just saying,
he's back.
American logs on.
So look, I think it's good that Sony are clearly course correcting on this because they made all these massive bets and And it's okay to make some bets, I think, but they had 12 live service projects. From the very minute that I heard that number, I'm like, that is going to end in disaster. That is a dumb idea. And sure enough, where are we now? Like, that was 2 years ago. I was talking about that. Or everyone was talking about that. I wasn't the only person saying it. Sure enough, 2 years later, like, it just has ended in disaster for Sony. Like, there's only so much room in the market for live service games. We are already playing enough games of that type. It's just like, that's not what Sony should be making. Like, sure, throw some irons in the fire, get some ideas going, but don't bet the house on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just chill out, you know?
Well, see how Marathon does.
Oh, please.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Twist the knife. But also, you know.
I'm so worried about that one.
There's making bets, and then there's the livelihoods of thousands of people at your company at stake.
Totally. Totally agree. Yeah.